Hey, Rolling Out family. Today we're joined by two incredible women in early childhood education. Tamera Fair and Tonia Evans. They're best friends, business partners, and the visionaries behind a children's book series that's changing how our little ones see themselves. Let's dive into their journey, their impact, and what their presence at this year's She Owns It She Biz conference means for Black women in business. How you doing today, ladies?
Doing
Hi, how are you?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm just going to jump right into this. What inspired the creation of your children's book series?
I'm gonna let Tanya take that first.
Tamara, take off.
Well, okay, so what happened was we have a chain of childcare facilities, and so I invited all of the admins. One day I was just up because usually I'm up creating or shopping, let's be honest. And I said, you know what, we have so much childcare experience. Let's think of some alternate ways of making them revenue streams. Because COVID had shown us that we definitely needed to have a plan B and a plan C. So I asked all of them to come to a retreat at the hotel, the Sabre Hotel down at Navy Pier in Chicago, which is a beautiful backdrop on the lake, and it's got the Ferris wheel. And they all said they were coming, and Tanya was the only one that showed up. And so we decided that we were going to put business and experience together, and that formula created the children's book series. It created some other businesses too, but the children's book series is more relatable to what we actually do on a day-to-day basis and have done for decades.
hmm So, Tamara, real quick, how did it feel when Tanya showed up? And Tanya, why was it so important for you to show up to that meeting?
Eddy, first of all, Tamara gonna feed you. Number one, the
Oh, you went for
sable,
the plate. You went for the
the,
plate.
the plate and the sable. But
Mhm.
Tamara can go and clip her toenails. I'm gonna ask her what time we going because I'm gonna clip mine too. Um, People often think because we work 24/7, 25/8 for the both of us,
Mhm.
they think, oh, it's work related. I'm not coming. I'm not giving up my holiday. Imagine we were on break and I was the only one showed up. Thank you, God. 2 ways and not 6 ways. And it was just a great
The split.
opportunity.
We meant the split, Eddie, instead of
The,
six
the
ways.
split, the split. So we only have to split all revenue 2 ways. Instead, it would have been 6 of us there. And I
Right, that works.
say she's a brilliant person outside of just business. She's someone to listen to. I just posted a couple of days ago. When Tamera T. Fair talks, everybody better listen because she has the gems for you. She's gone through everything that you don't have to make that mistake.
Yes, yes. So
Thank
let's dig a little bit deeper into the book series. Can you tell us the name of the book series and any characters that we should be familiar with?
Absolutely. It's the Purple Turtle, Modi's Magical Adventures. Modi is the main character. She has her friend Grapey. And then we go on off into book one, book two. Book two is Be Brave. And then we have a 5-part series
hmm
of books. It's a magical adventure. When we created this, like Tamara said, it was during the time of COVID, and you wanted children to get back to print instead of swiping.
hmm
It's so much on the internet now that it's unreal. And this book depicts Black families, 2-parent households, and family time. And we also tied into some other things of using your imagination. And you have to get the book to get the rest.
hmm Well, let's even touch on that, and this is for either one of you. So, how have the characters Grape E and Modi? How do they help engage the children with the stories?
Well, first of all, we have an illustrator that's dynamic. And so the pictures jump off the page at the kids. And because we had such experience, experience in childcare, we kind of knew what to do and what would garner and keep the children's attention. So if you notice in the book, is pictures on one side, is print on the other, so that you can constantly keep the children looking at the pictures. And then kids always like a magical adventure because they're at that creative, imaginative space in their lives where everything that they do is fantasy, right? So we just tapped into that that fantasy and created even more, and it's underwater. A lot of children fear water. We wanted to make sure that that fear was escaping them through the books, and then mainly too because we wanted to make sure that our children saw themselves in print. We don't see enough Black kids in print. And
Yes.
in a time where they're banning our books, we wanted to expand our books.
Wow. So let's go more into that. Why is diversity and inclusion so critical when it comes to this book series and even in early childhood education?
Well,
Well,
diversity and inclusion, I'm sorry, Tanya, go ahead.
you go ahead. I'll
So
come after you.
diversity and inclusion is something that our ancestors, our grandparents, our great-grandparents fought for. And then we got it to a certain extent. We've never been on level playing fields, but we got some gains. And now we see that those gains are being diminished. Every morning you wake up with something else taken. And
Mhm.
so it's up to us to illustrate us, to save us, to highlight us, and to make us a better us. And so that's why we have to make sure that our stories are not just the ones that the world sees, but the ones that we see. We see families having dinner together,
Yes.
playing together, going out to dinner together, and actually sitting and talking to one another. That's where our generational wealth starts. And I know that's a new term for us, generational wealth, but now we're talking monetary, but we had a generational wealth in our principles and values before the concept even infused money into it. So
Yes.
we're just expanding that.
Yes, that's so powerful.
Yes, it is.
You know, the U.S. Department of Education just had a shakeup recently, and I'd like for you to touch on how that can affect early childhood development.
Well, let me say this. The shakeup, the first day that it happened, Tamera and I talked, and we have a director's group thread. We didn't tremble and we didn't shake. If you're going to worry, don't pray. And if you're going to pray, don't worry.
Yes, yes.
I truly, personally believe this shakeup is going to bring people closer to God. If you haven't prayed, you're going to pray 24/7, because I tell people, man can't close the door that God is going to keep open. This is the fear. This is a fear factor, and we're not buying into it. So we've continued to give excellent services at all of our child care centers. We've continued to the programs that they said they were going to cut. Those children still come every day. It's a mind over matter, and it's about, as Tamera always say, boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Every time something happens, a Tamera phone is probably going to ring 1,000 times when it hit the news, because everyone is shaking. But if they would just follow her lead of, let's put our finger on the pulse and get this done before something happens, we wouldn't go through this. So the shakeup for me isn't a shakeup. It's a reality of go out there and vote.
The wake up.
It's the wake up. Go out there and vote. Talk to your congressman. Talk to your aldermen, and talk to all your elected officials who help put certain policies in place.
Mm-hmm. You
Well
two have an extremely powerful dynamic. How do you complement each other as friends and as business partners?
Tanya keeps me going. Sometimes I'll say, I will work, but Tanya will work past work. And sometimes I have to tell her, I think it's time for you to go home. She'll say, no, I just want to get through the day. I'll never forget, we were working a classroom together at our downtown site. And I said, Tanya, I'm beat, because we had been there for, I'd say about 24 hours. And so when you're there and you're like rehabbing or whatever you're doing, you're rearranging different things. And then 6:30 in the morning comes, now the day has started. So you don't have time to go to sleep. And so at that, it was about 4:30. I said, Tanya, I'm gonna take a lunch, and I think you should take a lunch, and then maybe you should go home. She was like, we ain't taking no lunch. We're gonna get through the day, and then we're gonna go to sleep for the whole night. those are the kinds of things. I use that example, but that's every single task, and particularly the ones that seem monumental that may not be at first sight solvable, but we do it like you would eat an elephant, one bit at a time. And so I think we just keep each other balanced. We keep each other energized and going. And she'll say something funny, and then she'll end it with a prayer, and we just make it happen. And then the other piece too is we keep God first. And sometimes I'm too tired to pray. She'll pray for me. Sometimes she's too tired to pray. I'll pray for her. But we keep that as the base. And I don't care who's in the White House, God is still on the throne. And that's what motivates us and keeps us moving.
Yes.
100%. So how's your experience operating Premier Child Care Centers help shape the books?
Well, because we do this daily, I have 183 kids here, just at one site, and they keep you going. They keep you going, so keep your imagination going. And it's just like, okay, what can we create to calm them? So we also have the turtle, which is being promoted as a comfort. And you don't have to pay for it on the plane as well, right, Tamera?
That's right. No registration necessary.
And he talks.
Comfort.
And he talks. So yes, so just this childcare is a passion. You must have a passion for it. Your parents gonna know if you're doing it as a job, as a hobby, or if you really love their children, which we call our children. As soon as they cross the threshold, they become ours.
Yes. It's interesting because you have a ready focus group right there.
That's right.
You write a book, and how the reactions been from the children?
Oh, tremendous. Where's Modi? Where's Grapey? Like, they personify the characters in the book. And don't get me wrong, there are other characters too, but the main characters really resonate with the children. And in book 2, they're mermaids, they're singing sharks, they're seahorses that are dancing. I mean, it's just a whole whimsical situation that kids love.
Yes.
So, and we're not going to stop there. We're just not there yet, but we're going to put it on film too, because I'm in film. So we're getting ready to go pretty big with it, so that they can really kind of use all of their senses to absorb the messaging and see themselves in a way that maybe they hadn't seen themselves. It's all a effort to build confidence in yourself. When you really learn to love yourself, and I didn't learn that until like 10 years ago, it's really good company. So we want to start that with kids at the ground level, so to speak.
Yes.
So did you just give me an exclusive? Are we going to the silver screen or streaming? What's going on?
Yeah, I did give you an exclusive, but it's literally when we say something that we're going to do, and no matter how busy we look, we're all in the background doing that in which we said we were going to do as well. So that is in the making, and it's mainly in cartoon form. And YouTube, we love YouTube as a tool for teaching in our centers because the kids resonate with it. It's got to be popping though. It's got to be popping. And it's also a way that we can get their conceptual learning in a fun way. They don't even know they're learning, right? But that whole imagination thing is really big because social media has absorbed and kind of swallowed up uniqueness, because you find yourself attaching yourself to someone else's uniqueness. Well, we want to make sure that you preserve your individualized uniqueness and your imagination. That's through the books.
Definitely. And it feels like people need more access to the both of you. I know you'll be at the She Owns It, She Biz conference coming up on April 11th through the 13th.
Yes.
Why did you choose to be a part of the She Owns It, She Biz conference this year?
Well, one, Chrissy is an amazing publicist. So that's number one. Number two, it's just to demonstrate that there are some powerful, brave, smart, intelligent Black women in Chicago alone. I know she has a panel coming from different cities, and to show that we matters and that we are the forefront. We are. I've always told my son, you don't get to sit in the back of the class. in the front. We are the forefront of education, of Black excellence, and we just gonna showcase it a little bit. Okay, a lot.
Did you
You
want
know,
to add
to
to that?
piggyback on what Tanya said, if I may,
Mhm.
the fact that we're talking about women in ownership positions, I think that that needs to be a lesson in and of itself. And this is a platform that we can highlight. There's so many people that are in ownership that you don't know anything about. They're unsung heroes. Let's shine a light on them. So you can't be what you can't see. And if enough women see it, if enough Black women see that you don't necessarily have to just be one thing at one time, that you can be multiple things all at the same time, these women are going to show that. And the other piece to that is Chrissy wouldn't take no for an answer.
Mhm.
That part.
I get it. The phone would not stop ringing. I already know.
Or text.
100%. I get it though. To be able to shine a light on individuals who are doing such powerful works, we need to do more of that. So to have two individuals like yourselves, to be present at this conference, it means a lot. And I feel like this conference going into its fourth year with powerhouses like you only makes for a brighter future. And we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. And we've been there all 4 years, actually.
Oh, this is awesome. This is
We
awesome.
elevated though. We started at the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
Hey,
So for in that same space, what advice would you give women who are looking to step into entrepreneurship, maybe write a book, or even go into early childhood education?
I'm going to give a backstory to Tamera and I. We met, we still 21 though when I tell this story. We met 20 plus years ago, and I wanted to open up my own childcare center. So my former boss, Herbert Hedgeman, said to me, I'm going to connect you with the Oprah daycare. I'm like, the Oprah daycare, she must be the bomb. And he said, yes. So I called her. She answered. I would meet her every day, 5 in the morning. She said 5:30, but I would get there at 5. And she would call like, where are you? I'm ready. I'm like, I've been outside since 5 o'clock. We would go to all of her sites from sun up to sundown. And after my mentorship, I asked her, what do I owe you? Because, people don't do stuff for free.
Mhm.
She said, give it back pay it forward to another Black lady and give me a Pepsi. At the time, she was drinking Pepsi. And I'm like, that's it? So fast forward, I've been trying to open up a childcare center, trying to open, had gone, help. I paid it forward. I worked a whole year for someone for free. Got her daycare license through the roof, 100 and something kids. Left there, came back to the city, told Samira, oh, I'm just gonna sit at home, be a stay-at-home mom. My son is 22 now. I'm like, and eat bonbons all day. That was my dream, right? So she said, no, we have a childcare crisis in Chicago. I'm like, okay. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna work. I went to one of her sites and I said, okay, I see what the problem is. It was 8 kids, 9 kids.
8.
83 kids. I got there in 30 days. She was like, Tanya, you have to be kidding me. I said, no, it's who you have in there. I said, you have to want to do this. So we went on to the next and went on. And then I said, okay, I think I could work for you, and just went from there. So she has mentored me over the years. And when you get free knowledge and elevating, when I tell you, she has put me on a whole nother elevation, financially, spiritually, educational, and I'm getting ready to open up my own child care center now. So it's just when you have someone like her who's not looking for anything, and vice versa, with the two of us, that's why we're so dynamic, that it's just like there's no envy. It's all wins. It's all wins. Never looked at each other like, who you think you are? It's always been, yes, I'm so proud of you. And so we're just at this pivotal moment of, and I'm gonna always be a part of Premiere. I'm just gonna swing on both.
I got you. Tamera, did you want to add on to that in terms of any advice?
Well, I think that when you have a person who's a mentee like Tonia, right? That's the best scenario that you could hope for, because that's the best case scenario. Every scenario doesn't come out like that. And of course, those are the situations that you want to highlight, because you're like, okay, my give back was so strong that I have created now legs to continue to grow and give back. But entrepreneurship is not for the weak. It is a up all night, every day you think this is the day that it's going to all fall apart. Payroll is concerned, people are concerned, passion is a concern. Am I going to lose that passion? And if I do lose that passion, what is my next step? And if my next step is not as good as my first step, then what am I going to do? Those are the things that every entrepreneur, I would venture to say, thinks about. But God, you just keep
Yeah.
moving forward, and you have and surround yourself with people like Tonia. And I would say my entire Premier team is on one accord. It's some commonality. There, of course, differences, but the common core is that we won't stop doing what we're doing. We can't stop doing what we're doing because our families depend on us. And I'm not talking about just the families that we birth. I'm talking about the families that we service, because if we do it right, and for decades now we have done it right, then we are now planting good seed and sowing good harvest through the pearls that we are dropping in the children that in the families that we are servicing, because we service the whole child. We service their families, we service their traumas, we service their triumphs, and we service their next. You know, daycare is not just now. College starts in daycare, but we follow those. I tell Tanya, Tanya, who is that? Oh, you know, they were here 10 years ago. They're in college now. I'm like, how did you know that? Every day I keep up with them. And they keep up with us too, because foundationally, we've done our job.
Yes.
So to entrepreneurs that are burgeoning, you got to have the heart, the passion, the commitment, the dedication to it. And when you fail, look at that as a win, because I failed more than I have succeeded. But I took those failures and I turned them into a learning lesson. And then I moved and did something different with that knowledge, and it came out right. Don't just stop. Do it better. Make new mistakes, though. Don't do the same thing.
Yes. Yes. That is wonderful. Where can people find you? Where can they find out about the daycare facilities, and where can they buy the books?
So this is a long one for the books. I'm gonna let Tanya take, because Tanya made this. She made this email. So for you,
made this, but we got to change it. The Purple Turtle, Modi's Magical Adventures.com.
it's the name of the book.
That's almost a book.
It's the name. Eddy don't start.
And you're right, though, Eddy. It's almost a book.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
The Purple Turtle, Modi's Magical Adventures.com.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tamera and Tonia, for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
So welcome. But wait, I wanted us to give our social media handles too.
Oh, please go for it.
Tamera, Tamera T Fair, Tamera T Fair, and Tanya, give your. She's she's a mom, so it's
basketball mom 0920.
Okay.
I'm a mom too, though. I forgot about that, and I really forget, because Modi is actually named after my daughter.
Yes.
Wow.
Character.
So tell that story. How does that work?
So, okay, so her name is Mariah Fair, and she's also an author. Mariah is a business owner, and she's an author. She has a emotional mental health wellness cafe in Pilsen. Recently, she closed the one in Pilsen, and she's opening up on the 75th Street corridor.
Okay.
And so when her dad and I, when she was little, people was calling her Momo, because we always got the nicknames, right? Pookie. We come up with all of them, but Momo was just not what we wanted our daughter to be called. And so her dad said, "This is not going to work." And we were on Clark Street, and it's a designer named Modi. He was like, "That's her name," and it stuck. She loves the name, so marketable. But before she was marketable, she loved that name. And so that's where it came from. And it's so catchy that we decided we were going to name the main character after Modi. Now she's got a book that's dynamic. Some women prefer hell. And you know, as women, some women do. And so we're going to talk about that at the She Own It, She Biz conference,
Yes.
because, you know, it's not about the pitfalls that you find yourself in. It's about the remedy that gets you out of it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And reading is one of those. So yeah, that's the story behind Modi.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you for that again. Thank you so much, Tamera and Tonia, for joining us today.
Thank you. And you keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really
I
appreciate
will,
it.
for sure. This energy y'all just gave me right now, I can do anything.
Yes.
That's the limit.
Yes, yes. Thank you for being with us and for everything you're doing to uplift our children and our communities. Rolling Out Family, be sure to support their books and catch them at the She Owns It, She Biz conference, April 11th through the 13th in Chicago. Get your tickets at sheownsitshebiz.com. And as I always say, stay focused, positive, and productive. Peace.